Guess who? How's it going, guys? ElectricVideoGamer here, and y'all hear that? Y'all hear that sound? Sounds like, smells like. Oh, I know that sound and I know that smell. That is indeed the Nintendo Direct hype train. That's right, y'all. At the time of recording, a Nintendo Direct for February has just now been announced. I wasn't really planning on doing a predictions video for this Nintendo Direct, but it came a little bit earlier than expected, so the hype kind of just smacked me in the face and said, "You're doing a predictions video." Doggone hype. I'm gonna smack it right back. So let's kind of get this underway. And I should mention, I did actually record a predictions for 2022 in Nintendo in its entirety. You guys haven't seen that, though, because I've been taking a break from content creation for a bit, just to kind of get everything underway. Which, by the way, let me mention that first and foremost. Things are progressing. They are progressing, I want to say, a little bit slower than before, and that's entirely my fault. But they are progressing. So I will be back soon. Probably not this month, probably the next month, but we'll see. We will see. Expecting you to be soon, sometime in the first third of the year, I would say. That's probably the best timetable I can give you right now. Anywho, for now, let me go ahead and predict what I think will be at this Nintendo Direct. So specifically, it is a 40-minute long Direct that focuses on Nintendo Switch games that are coming in the first half of 2022. And as far as what we know is coming in 2022, there's a lot. I feel like I always have to start like this when we know that there's quite a bit coming for Nintendo. I always just say, there's a lot. We know a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. But specifically in the first half, we've got Kirby, which is coming out very soon. Triangle Strategy as well. I know that's technically not Nintendo, but it is Nintendo published outside of Japan, so I'd say it counts. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, which is supposed to be coming this spring. I'll get into more on that later, obviously. And Splatoon 3, which doesn't necessarily have a timetable, but let's be real, it's a summer game. And then even going outside of that, we still got Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak as well, which is Capcom, not Nintendo, but yeah, it's supposed to come summer. So that's as far as like what we know is upcoming very, very soon. And to give more details on those, I think we will see Kirby. I think we'll get a small like overview. I think we'll get like a small overview trailer for Kirby. Kind of like what they would do for like Triangle Strategy, like they did. I think they did that last year, was the overview trailer for Triangle Strategy. So I think they'll do the same thing for Kirby this time. Talk about the Waddle Dee Town, talk about the worlds that he's going to be traveling to and his abilities and what have you. That kind of deal. I think we will get that. Or it'll just be a smaller final trailer. Triangle Strategy, it should get a like demo with all the changes that they've incorporated, so like a final demo. I feel like that's what will happen because they've been doing that for all of their games, I think. I know they did that for Octopath, and I believe they also did it for Bravely Default too. So it would make sense for them to do it for Triangle Strategy. I just thought that it would have happened earlier. But yeah, if they do it now, a month out from the release of Triangle Strategy, it would make sense. Advance Wars, Nintendo leaked their own release date. It's coming out in April 8th. I don't think that's changing. So yeah, we're going to see Advance Wars. We'll see some more of it. It's going to be interesting. I don't think we'll get a major overview of it, if only because the game isn't coming out in Japan. But at the same time, Japan's Direct might have games exclusive to it there. I mean, look at Buddy Mission Bond and the like. Momotaro and all those games. So, who knows? I just don't think we'll see terribly much of Advance Wars. I think we'll see more of Advance Wars 2 than Advance Wars 1, because a lot of the footage that they've shown, I believe, has come from the first game, not necessarily all of the second game. So I think we'll see more Advance Wars 2 footage, and then they'll just say it's coming in April 8th, and we'll get more information about it later on in its own overview trailer that they'll drop on Twitter randomly. That's my thought process on it. Jeez, my voice gets low when I'm on a tangent. Continuing on with all that, also Splatoon 3. That's what I think a lot of the focus is going to be on. That's what I think we'll see quite a bit of. They'll show us the hub. They'll show us, Squid Research Lab. They'll show up the hub. They'll talk a little bit about the story mode. They'll give us some extra modes to look at. And if there are new idols, they'll show us the new idols. If not, it'll probably just be Pearl and Marina again. Or, an even crazier idea, a mix of Pearl and Marina and Callie and Marie. Essentially, like, imagine Callie and Marina. Or Pearl and Marie. That kind of thing, if that makes sense. We'll have to see. But, I think we'll get a short overview. I don't know if they'll announce a test fire. I don't know if they'll announce the Splatoon global test fire, because that's an interesting thing. I think it's possible. I think it is possible. But part of me feels like it's a bit too early. One way or another, I think the game is coming in either May or June. But I don't know if we'll get a test fire this early. I think they might just drop a random announcement of a test fire. We'll have to see. I'm pretty sure we'll get a test fire, at the very least. But as for when it happens, I don't know. And I'm not imaginative enough to think of what the hook for Splatoon 3 could be. I feel like there's got to be a hook, because Nintendo always talks about, they're not going to do something without doing something different or unique. I don't know. I still don't feel like Splatoon 3 should exist on the same system that Splatoon 2 is on. So I honestly don't think there will be a hook. I think it'll just be more Splatoon. But we'll see. We shall see. I think there will be a little bit of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Probably just a little trailer that shows off like some gameplay. Maybe the hub world. That kind of thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they open with that, because they opened with Sunbreak last time, and I can see them doing that again. Or it's just smack dab in the middle. One or the other. And I think that's all that I can think of for like the early part of this year. I want to make mention of Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Because initially I believe that we would see that come out probably in like April or May. But it's looking a bit less likely. So I'm going to hold out on that one for now. That being said, this Direct is not going to focus entirely on the first half. There's going to be some information about something coming later. I'm sure of it. The question is, what is it? Is it something we know? Is it something we don't know? We might see more Mario plus Rabbids, but it won't come out till later. That's probably the one I'm expecting the most. I don't think we'll see Bayonetta 3 at all. I'm going to put that out there right now. I don't think we'll see Bayonetta 3 at all. And Breath of the Wild 2, I'm iffy on. Breath of the Wild 2, I'm iffy on. They might decide to save that for E3. They might not. I think a lot of people are talking about what are they going to save for E3. I don't think Nintendo sees E3 as the big thing that everyone else does. I do not think so. I think that they see E3 as just another opportunity to do a presentation, especially since it's all online now. So I think that E3 will probably just be another presentation, really, and don't expect too many huge things. As a result, they might do some of the reveals early in the year as a result of that. So I feel like I'm not sure if we'll see Breath of the Wild 2 at this Direct, but I'm probably more confident in it than a lot of other people are. So there's that. Okay, now to talk about things that we don't know. The things that could happen. Alright, so let's get started. I have a dream. I have a dream. Or at least I had a dream. And that dream was very interesting. You ever just have one of those moments where you just dream up an announcement and you wish that it was real? I'm sure you do. I do too. And I'm about to talk about mine. So this was it. It was like a black screen, right? There was a Nintendo Switch logo, then suddenly black screen, and then suddenly you see like 3 fireballs jump into the sky and then land on the ground. The fireball that's on like there's like 2 in the back and then 1 in front. One of the fireballs in the back dissipates and it turns into a baseball. Then they zoom into the baseball, zoom out, and they show Mario Stadium essentially. And boom, there plays the trailer with all the music. Mario Sluggers Grand Slam. That's what I'm calling it anyway. I think a new Mario Sluggers could happen. That would be an interesting little announcement. And if you're wondering what those other 2 fireballs are, that's an interesting one. I also dreamed of the continuation of that. I don't think that this will all happen at once, but I do think that these could possibly be coming, especially if the Switch is lasting a lot longer than initially anticipated. The other fireball in the back would have been a soccer ball. It would have been a soccer ball. And of course, that would have led into Mario Strikers. A new Mario Strikers. Like, I would have called it like Mario Strikers High Voltage or something like that. Essentially was my idea. But yeah, a new Mario Strikers could be coming up as well. I'm not expecting that for this year. Mario Sluggers a bit more so. And then the final fireball would have been a basketball. Mario Hoops. Which won't be coming for a long time, I don't think. If it ever comes. But yeah. Basically, all that to say, Mario Sluggers could happen. That's what I'm thinking will happen, is a new Mario Sluggers. Because Bandai Namco has been working really hard with Nintendo quite a bit. And I think a Mario Sluggers coming up just sounds about right. That's my thought process anyway. Next up, speaking of Mario, let's stay on the topic of Mario for a little bit. There's 3 things that a lot of people are anticipating coming up soon. 3D Mario, 2D Mario, and Mario Kart. I'm going to stick with my guns, stick with the guns that I had established way last year, and I'm going to say out of all of those, 2D Mario is what's coming. I'm going to say that a new 2D Mario is coming. It's probably going to be quite a bit different from the new style, but that's what I think is actually coming. I don't think we're getting a 3D Mario for a little bit. Probably next year. And as for Mario Kart, I mean, 8 Deluxe is still going and going and going. I do think a new Mario Kart is on the horizon, and I feel a bit more convinced that it could come soon. But I'm also trying to stick with my little rules of 3 kind of deal. It feels like every year 3 Mario games come out. At the very, most. 2 to 3 Mario games come out. We've already got Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, barring it doesn't get delayed out into next year. And I've already laid down my prediction of Mario Sluggers. So I have to pick one more. And my one more is 2D Mario. Feels like it's about time we get a new 2D Mario adventure. And just in time for the movie. But yeah. That's kind of my thought process on that. I can't even begin to give a hook or anything for it, but that's what I think. Now, bouncing off of the rumor mill, the rumors that we've been getting, let's talk about a few things. First things first, let's get the weird one out of the way. Because it was started, I think, by Nate the Hate, that Nintendo has something in the pipeline that is questionable. Something where people are just going to be like, why are you even bothering with this? And I think a lot of people have the right idea about it, including myself now. 1-2 Switch. A continuation of 1-2 Switch. And I am in agreement. Why bother? But that's something, that's a very Nintendo thing I think that they could do. So, making a sequel to 1-2 Switch could be in the pipeline. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But I can see it happening, unfortunately. I'm not going into that. Don't even bother asking me. Now for the better rumors. Fire Emblem. Let's start with Fire Emblem. Three Houses was in 2019, and typically Intelligent Systems produces at least one exclusive game for the Switch every single year. Seriously. I feel like I have to prove myself every time I say that, but I think more people are aware of that by now. But yeah, Intelligent Systems produces at least one exclusive Nintendo Switch game, or Nintendo game, every single year. Advance Wars is coming this year, but that's more underway forward than Intelligent Systems. So, either way, at this point, what are we going to see from Fire Emblem? Because we've already had our Paper Mario, we've already had our WarioWare. Fire Emblem's pretty much next if it's not a new IP. So, what are we seeing from it? I'm sticking with my guns again, and I'm going to say Fire Emblem echoes Genealogy of the Holy War. Genealogy of the Holy War remake in the Echo style. That's what I'm sticking with. A lot of people are saying it's going to be a brand new game, and it could be. I would be happy about that. But I'm not sticking with that. I'm going to stick with the remake angle. Next up, Xenoblade. Xenoblade Chronicles. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is specifically what is being touted. And I do think that could be the case. What's interesting here is that the voice actress for Melia is the reason why people are suspecting Xenoblade 3 in the first place. Because she accidentally let it slip, then Nintendo hired her for a Xenoblade-related project. Oops. But either way, if they hired her, this is my thought process, if they hired her, then that means that Xenoblade 3 might be incorporating characters from the older Xenoblades, or she's just voicing a new character. I don't remember all the details, so maybe it's already been stated that she is actually returning as Melia. In which case, it's kind of weird. Xenoblade doesn't usually have returning characters going into each release, right? The only exceptions being the Torna and Xenoblade 2, which technically are connected anyway. So I feel like Melia wouldn't be a part of Xenoblade 3. And if that's the case, then what they would be doing would be something a bit different. So I don't know. Part of me wants to say Xenoblade 3 is happening, but part of me is also starting to feel the Xenoblade Warriors idea come into play. So I'm sure we're going to get something Xenoblade related. I wouldn't be surprised if they reveal it early, because the rumor mill also suggests that they were planning to reveal and release Xenoblade 3 last year, but it got delayed out. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like how they did Xenoblade 2. You know, quick turnaround between reveal and release, essentially. Revealing it in the beginning of the year, releasing it at the end of the year. And that's what I'm thinking is going to happen with Xenoblade 3. Alright, and then there's a couple more rumors. Metroid Prime. Yeah. Metroid Prime. So the rumor mill suggests that we're going to get a remake of the first Metroid Prime. And I think that that does sound somewhat likely. Mostly because they probably want to use the remake of the first Metroid Prime as a test bed to see how the control scheme for Metroid Prime 4 would work on a modern system, modern Switch controller, essentially. Twin stick movement, using shoulder buttons and all that. More button real estate, all of less motion controls. I won't say no motion controls, because there will be motion controls, but less incentive or focus on motion controls, that kind of thing. I think that's why they would do Metroid Prime Remake, as opposed to doing the entire trilogy, where it would just be an upscaling and remapping of controls, which won't exactly go good for the purely motion controlled Metroid Prime games. So that's why I'm thinking Metroid Prime Remake is more likely. That being said, I think they will start to do like a periodic kind of release for it. So they have the first Metroid Prime remade, and then eventually they'll have the second one, and then the third one. And they will all hit Switch at some point. Though I think the second and third one will probably come... will probably come after Metroid Prime 4. You're probably wondering why I say that. Well, that's because I think Metroid Prime 4 is probably due for next year or the year after. If it's the year after, we probably will get a Prime 2 remake before it. If it's the year after, we'll probably get the Prime... Or... No, if it's the year after, we'll probably get the Prime 2 remake before it. If it's next year, we'll probably get the Prime 2 remake after it. At the very least, if we get a Prime 3 remake, that'll be after Metroid Prime 4, I feel. But either way, I think we will see Metroid Prime 1. That's the point. I think we'll see Metroid Prime 1. Remake or remaster or what have you. With or without the others. I don't think we'll see Metroid Prime 4 just yet, but I think they'll talk about it. If they're gonna do Metroid Prime, I think they will talk about Metroid Prime 4. They could do a title re-reveal. At the very least, I think they could do that. Here's the thing. I think it is about time we start seeing Metroid Prime 4 after they rebooted development. I think it is about time that we start seeing it. I'm just not that confident that we'll see it just yet. Could happen, but I'm not sticking with it. Okay. And the final rumor I want to talk about here is Donkey Kong. People have been touting that there is a 3D Donkey Kong that is on the way. They've also been touting that there's a 2D Donkey Kong that's on the way. I'm going to say that it's an arcade Donkey Kong. I am sticking with my guns on this. I am not moving an inch. We are going to get an arcade-style Donkey Kong game that is basically 2.5D, similar to Captain Toad. I still think that is coming along in the pipeline, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was a smaller eShop title even. But I do think we're going to get an arcade Donkey Kong that's in similar style to Captain Toad, where you play as Mario, you go up and you stop the Donkey Kong from taking the Pauline. You get the Donkey Kong idea, okay? That's how Donkey Kong works. Okay. And I think that's it for, like, the major stuff that I could see happening. I do think that Fire Emblem is due for earlier in the year, probably sometime between June and August. Xenoblade, again, would be later this year. Metroid Prime would probably be in, like, October. And Donkey Kong, I could see it either coming out in April, as early as April, or even earlier as, like, an eShop title. Like, available now, kind of deal. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. Now then, about bringing up other things, DLC, Mario Party Superstars. Please, I beg of you, give us DLC for Mario Party Superstars. That's what I want more than anything. Please, I would love it. I can hope and I can predict DLC for Mario Party Superstars all day and every day. But I'm going to spare you this time. And we'll just wait and see. There will be no Smash Brothers in this Direct. I know, that's crazy. There's almost always Smash Brothers in a Direct. I'm kidding. It's done. We all know it's done. We all know there's no Smash. But, yeah. As for other DLCs, I'm not exactly sure. I don't think there's really anything else that they could do DLC for. Because Animal Crossing, for the most part, is pretty much done. And I don't think they'd want to give too much attention to it at the moment anyway, after their big blowout in their Animal Crossing Direct a bit ago. So I don't think we'll get anything there. Mario Golf, I think, is also done. We'll have to wait and see about that one, but I think that one is also done. And if they're going to reveal Mario Sluggers, well, they can't do it anyway. So there you go. And beyond that, I think that's really all I've got. Now, let me give you guys a couple of my hopes. The things that would make me absolutely lose my doggone mind if it gets revealed. First things first, this is a simple one, but it's definitely the one that I want the most. A new Rhythm Heaven. Please, give me a new Rhythm Heaven. I would love it. I really want a new Rhythm Heaven so bad. Because the last one was Mega Mix on the 3DS, and it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. So I want more. Give me more. It's been 6 years. Come on now. But yeah, Rhythm Heaven, new Rhythm Heaven, I would love that. Another thing, I already mentioned Mario Party Superstars DLC. That would make me freak out as well. So, and I do think that it is possible. So here's hoping we get a lot more of that. I would love it, especially if, I don't care if it's free or paid, but if they essentially double, triple, whatever the game, I'd love that. Cruise and Blast, that's one that I forgot to mention earlier. Cruise and Blast DLC would be awesome, especially if they actually incorporate online play. Because then I can play with my friends who might also own Cruise and Blast, and we'd have a blast. Get it? Alright. And then another couple of things that would make me freak out. Obviously, Mario Kart 9 would be awesome. I would love to see a new Mario Kart. I don't know if that's necessarily in my freak out territory. What is in my freak out territory is Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD coming to Switch in a dual pack. I would absolutely love that. That would make me very happy. Another thing is a new Wario Land. I would love to see a new Wario Land. That would absolutely make me freak out. So, hopefully we see something like that come to fruition. I'm not expecting it at all, but it would be nice. And then, going into third-party stuff, anything Sonic. I'd obviously be excited about anything Sonic. Project Cross Zone is something I've heard thrown around a little bit, and I'd love to see that. And the big three. The big three. If I see any of these big three, I would absolutely freak out. You know what? I'm gonna stretch it. Big four. If I see any of these big four, I would freak out. First one, Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 has been heavily rumored for a while, to the point where no one's expecting it. So I would love to see that. Pikmin 4 would be really cool, especially after they did Pikmin 3 Deluxe, which I still haven't played much of, because I always find something else to play. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. The other one, a new F-Zero. A lot of people have been talking about the potential of Next Level Games being the ones to develop a new F-Zero. And I see it as a little bit bittersweet, because if they're making a new F-Zero, that means they're not making a new Mario Strikers, and that would make me very sad. But at the same time, it'd be a new F-Zero, so I wouldn't be sad for long. I'd be pretty happy about that. So a new F-Zero would be nice. Number 3 is the thing that I've been talking about a lot that I would really want. a remake of Earthbound. An Earthbound remake, if you will. I would love to see that. That would definitely get me really excited. Especially if it's in a similar style to like the clay style, the claymation kind of style that they had in the advertisement for the original Earthbound. So, I would love that. And the final big thing, number 4, the big thing that would really make me excited. A brand new, not a remake, not a retelling, brand new Star Fox. I absolutely love playing Star Fox, especially in its arcade kind of style. I know Nintendo tends to have issues with selling an arcade style game at full price nowadays, and my advice for that is don't sell it for full price. Just keep the arcade style and make it fun. You don't have to reinvent the wheel with Star Fox. Just make it Star Fox. Tell a new story. Incorporate some multiplayer. Have some fun. That's all you need to do. And I'll buy it. Easily. And yeah. I think that's all the predictions and hopes I can really get out at this moment. Obviously, Nintendo Directs are full of just excitement and hype. And I'm pretty excited for this one too. I don't know if I'll be able to react to it live. I will let you guys know, of course, one way or the other. So far, the answer is no, but it could change to yes in the near future. We'll find out. But yeah, this isn't. This obviously is not my big return or anything. This is just a quick little recording / video to get up, so that my hype has an outlet. So now I'm calm and I can do the rest of my day. Okay. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta clean my room a little bit. Alright, y'all. Thank you guys so much for listening. Let me know what your biggest predictions and hopes are for the Direct coming February 9th, 2022. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Get excited because we're getting advertisements. Yay. People are trying to sell us stuff. That is the best. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And there will be a next one. See you later.